at South Kitsap High School. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr of Community Television, and I'm very pleased to be working with the South Kitsap Advanced Video Production class, instructor Mike Downham, and West Sound Community Television to bring you fans some great South Kitsap Fighting Wolves football action over our local community channels, Channel 3 on Falcon Cable TV and Channel 12 on TCI Cable. In tonight's season opening contest, our South Kitsap Wolves host Everett's Cascade Bruins in a non-league matchup of perennial statewide powerhouses. Up here in the booth with me this evening is my longtime partner and associate, Mr. Larry Rowe of ICU Productions, and the third member of our broadcast team is South Kitsap's very own Pat Austria. Well, guys, this is going to be a fun one.
Well, it's great to be here with you, Doc, and Pat, same for you, and welcome aboard. We're going to have a traditional class-up of running styles tonight with the I formation out of the South Kitsap Wolves, and the Cascade Bruins will be running a wing T formation. Should be a great matchup.
Well, as for me, I'm just very excited to be here for the very first season of the game, and as well to be very excited for tonight's very first episode of our live broadcast of tonight's football game with Advanced Video Production class.
Well, we at West Sound Community Television are really happy to be working with you guys here at South Kitsap, Pat. And I guess this is the first big official event of the 1998-99 school season here at South Kitsap High School.
Yes, this is pretty much the gathering for everyone for the whole school year. It's like a tradition. Everyone from the community and on comes here to just watch the game. It's a tradition for everyone for years and years. Just everyone wants to come to watch such a wonderful game.
We got a great looking crowd here tonight. Beautiful, beautiful, I won't even call it fall, late summer evening here in South Kitsap. We're going to have some more summer, and this is going to be great. As you said, Larry, the South Kitsap Wolves going to do some running to keeping it on the ground to start with, and Cascade Bruins, you got to watch out for them. They've been a perennial powerhouse, just like South Kitsap has, for a number of years.
Speaking of a number of years, of course, this is going to be the 20th consecutive year. We hope that the Wolves will be appearing in the state playoffs. What a great tradition they have here, and building another great tradition under head coach DJ Sigurdsson.
Yes, indeed. Coach DJ Sigurdsson, first year last year, took this team to the big show in Seattle at the Kingdom and got second place in the state of Washington.
Yes, that was very exciting. I was able to attend that, and that was such an exciting game, and I'm looking forward to this game tonight.
Well, we're getting ready for the opening kickoff, the opening home game from South Kitsap High School. SK kicking off to the Cascade Bruins, and that first one will go out of bounds. Well, we'll get the lineups as we get into this game. We're very happy that you fans are out there. Hope you enjoy the ball game. And we look forward to bringing you the rest of the home games this year, working with the video production class here at the high school.
The Wolves will probably be setting up in basically a 4-4, although they call it something different. They have 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 2 positions they call wolves, safety, and 2 corners. So it should be interesting. It's probably somewhat like what we used to call rover backs or something like that, and I assume that they might be following motion.
And Cascade coming up to take that first snap. Uh-oh, we got a hanky right on the first play of the game.
Well, we'll see if that was offense or defense. The Wolves were doing some major shifts there when the Bruins were up to the line, and we'll see who drew who. We have an illegal procedure against the Bruins.
Well, that always helps. Makes it 1st and 15. Well, again, I like those 2. I suppose you'd call them outside linebacker positions sometimes, but they call them wolves, and those are 2 key positions in the defensive makeup of this team. So Cascade backed up 5. Whoa! Not very far. Nice job there by the defensive line to stuff that run.
Well, I think what we're going to see here is both teams trying to establish a little bit of run, first of all, and I would think probably both coaches are doing that philosophy of taking the run and then establishing the run, and then that's going to open up whatever passing they might attempt tonight. Pat, what's the feeling around school as far as the chances for the team this year?
Oh, well, everyone, the atmosphere lately, it's been like, hey, we got a really young team, but I think we can do it. We all have the attitude that we can win, and we probably will tonight.
And there's a little bit of that misdirection right there, but nobody on the Wolves side was misdirected. That was Jeff Pugmire trying to get some yardage, but at best maybe one. So we're up to third down, 14 to go. So far a nice defensive stand by the Wolves.
Well, from what you told me about the interview you had with Coach, that was one of the things they were looking for out of the Cascade Bruins was some misdirections. And what that means for the defense is that players are going to have to stay home a little bit and not get drawn into sucked into the counter action that might be happening there. Play your territory.
And there again, a nice job of defense by the Cougars.
Real nice bootleg there by quarterback Taylor Matson from the Bruins. You can probably look for them to be faking that last dive off the left side and him keeping the ball at some point in time and either hitting a flanker that came in motion that time to the right.
Well, 4th down and 7. The Cascade Bruins are going to kick it to the South Kitsap Wolves, and they'll have their first chance to do something with it on the offensive end. Oh, that's a pretty nice boot. Drives Dustin Booth back. He has a little trouble hanging on to it. Picks it up and
Fumble.
out of the hands, but out of bounds. So South Kitsap will retain possession.
Well, the Wolves caught a break that time with the ball bouncing out before anybody could get control of it.
Yeah.
They'll be starting off at the 11-yard line. They'll make an 89-yard drive.
Well,
they're going to hit pay dirt.
Dustin Booth is a senior, and that's kind of unexpected.
Yeah,
He's one of the sure hand guys, the returnees.
That's very uncommon of Booth to do that. I'm sure that'll be one of the very few mistakes Booth will do tonight.
He's definitely one of the skilled people, the returnees from last year's team that the coach is looking at. Well, going up to the ball to the center right now is the quarterback for the Wolves, Jim McCary. And there it is. He started out just like Cascade did, trying to run that ball up the gut.
Montgomery in that eye position probably, as I understand it, will probably receive a lion's share of the ball here. From what you said, the coach said he's quite a standout for the team.
Oh, yes, indeed. Elkanah Montgomery.
Connor Montgomery, I know that guy. He's a really nice guy. He's a well-known player. Everyone knows him as a well-rounded guy.
Yeah, I got a couple of splits if they choose to look at the pass, and McCreary does. Nice little out.
Oh, first down.
And that's Dustin Booth, our
Looks like
kick
they probably
returner, who made a nice catch there.
It looks like they're probably going to take time here to bring the chains in. We have an injury, I think. The referee has stopped the clock and bringing number 31,
That's
Dustin Booth
again.
over, who just caught that pass. Maybe
quite
got twisted
a
little bit.
Doesn't look like it's anything major, but he is. He's
Seems
running
to be
up.
all right. Yeah.
That's a nice shot there to see. And another nice shot of the South Kitsap High cheerleaders.
Well, we have 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Little pitch back
To Montgomery.
to Elkanah Montgomery. Uh-oh. A hanky went up. And we'll see, but unfortunately in that position, it usually indicates a hold.
Well, a hold or some type of an illegal block. We'll see.
That was a nice end-around run, though, by Elkanah.
Well, he made a nice little up fake about 10 yards from the sideline and managed to turn the corner. And
Yep,
one of the backs had to take a good angle to him to bring him down out around the 50-yard line. But probably this one's going to be called back as they're talking to the captain of the Bruins.
Yep, they're going to give him the choice. It was, I believe, a hold. So far at the 8:43 mark here in quarter number 1, both teams maybe a little tight at the beginning of their season. But again, this is what you'd expect from teams that work a lot on fundamentals and getting everything going kind of slowly, working their way up to the bigger, longer plays.
Well, I think that was one of the coach's concerns, is that he's got good players, very coachable. They need to just have a little more game experience, and I'm sure things will settle down here as we move on.
Oh, a nice handoff by McCrary there to number 34. That's Roger Cooper.
Looks like about a gain of 6 on that. Got back some of that penalty. Going to be about 2nd down and approximately 14 yards to go for the first down.
Pitch back. And Cooper finds a little more room. Got it under double figures, what they got to do now. It's about 3rd and, 8? Let's see.
3rd and 9 maybe. I guess if we're going to see any pass, it might be right here, Doc.
Well, this would be a good time for it. We've got a couple of different players coming in.
Looks
Adam
like
Seward went out. Also coming out is Jimmy Newell. Oh, no, Newell's just splitting out. Split out on the close side. And that's who he's going to, is Newell. Oh, and Newell could not hold on to it. And actually, in his defense, if he had held on to it, I think he would have got a pretty good hit.
It'd have been knocked out, most likely.
That's right. Number 21, Jeremy Triggs, had his eye on Mr. Newell.
Well, they tried the same play earlier in the series on the right side, had some success, and give it a try on the left here. Got to be careful on those kind of passes because, of course, if you're not moving forward with the pass, that's a live ball as it comes out.
Yes, indeed, a fumble unless it's a forward pass. Well, the punter comes on for South Kitsap. And back at the 40, their own 40, the Cascade receiver waiting for the punt. Oh, a nice punt. That drives the receiver back a little ways. And a good stop down there. Looks like there might have been, I was going to say, the ball I thought might have come loose, but it didn't. So after a couple of rounds for both sides here, we're at the 7-minute mark in quarter number 1. No score.
Well, that's about a 3-minute possession for the Wolves, and at this point in time, we'd have to say Cascade is winning the field position or the special teams game and starting their next drive here on the 44-yard line.
Taylor Matson under the center for the Cascade Bruins of Everett. And there's a hanky there. It was a keeper by Taylor.
Well, as you can see with this Wing T series, what it looks like to me that they're trying to do is kind of a belly ride series. They've gone off tackle, off guard. The flanker is shadowing the quarterback, and then probably sometime we're going to see a pitch back here as they develop the same type of style you would see in the wishbone, giving you options off the basic move of dive, halfback trailing, and then flanker trailing him. So it's a traditional style against a traditional style here on the offensive end.
Well, the man in the stripes is talking to number 64 for South Kitsap, Mitch Morey, asking him if he wants to take the penalty or not, and they'll move Cascade back. So once again, Cascade has to start their first series, their first plays with 2 penalties so far. That's a good omen.
Yes, it's good for South, of course, and we always look forward for those penalties.
Oh,
interception.
There it is, a nice intercept.
By Zamo. Zamo might go all the way. Touchdown, Zamo.
John Zamo was in the right place at the right time. Credit that to some great pass rush defense.
Yes.
Well, he stood his ground right there, kept his eye on the quarterback, and a beautiful interception. And, of course, that turnover ratio, as they say, is the most important stat. And once again tonight, proved it with a nice 6 points in the end zone for the Wolves.
Oh, I didn't get the number of the person that put on the rush, but that was just a beautiful rush of the quarterback. I don't know if anybody else saw who it was, but congratulations.
Well, I know we had a couple linemen in there. I really couldn't tell if we had a stunt going on that one or not.
Nice job of defense, and it results in the first score of the evening. Mr. John Zamel picks up the errant pass and takes it the whole way. Nick Kenyon in for the point after attempt. Uh-oh, it's blocked. So the score, 6 for South Kitsap, 0 for Cascade. Well, that's a good way to get a score. You don't have to work too hard. It happens in one play.
Absolutely. Nothing better than an interception for a defensive back, unless it's a nice stick. You never know. Some like one, some like the other. I liked them both. But really a great play for the defense, stepping up and putting the first points on the board tonight.
Well, that's the one thing we need for Lara. We need to get that microphone there on the pads of the linebackers, right, Lara, so you can hear that. That's right.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, Pat, how was the pep assembly?
It was
for this?
very exciting. Everyone was just rowdy and crazy and getting hyped for tonight's game. You know, it's just the usual pep assembly, but with our new principal, Mr. Columbini, he made it more exciting because we got more new traditions to go for now this year, and we're all looking forward to our next pep assembly coming up soon for homecoming.
All right, a new principal here at the school this year, and that's great. And South Kitsap folks passed the levy, so that's real good. Everything worked out good there for this year's levy. And we've got the South Kitsap Pep Band. Do you know the band directors?
I think it's Mr. Smith again this year.
Okay.
He's always done a well job.
Oh, there's a nice kickoff. Pick it up on the
3. That's
right.
Uh-oh.
Little bit of the opening, a big bit of an opening, and one of the last people that could catch him does.
Well, looks like we had a little breakdown on that coverage there. Made a nice break out around the 20-yard line, and just seemed like he had a chance to go all the way there for a minute, but got a hand on him and drug him down. That was close to 6 points there, Doc.
John Reichman on that saving tackle, all right. And like they say, you're supposed to look for that seam up the middle, and he found that seam wide open that time. And again, quarterback out there, number 16, Taylor Matson for the Cascade Bruins. This time, handoff to his back, number 44, Jeff Pugmire. Pugmire gets, a yard or two on that one, bring up second down.
Montgomery, Elkanon Montgomery stepped up really nicely. I believe that was him, or was that 29? Do we have 23 out there?
29 is Nick Kenyon.
Must have been 29. Nick stepping up there as that. Actually looked like they were coming to the weak side. I think we had a flanker on the right, the strong side.
Right. Nick's one of the returners, right, Pat?
Yeah, Nick's a returning senior, one of the very few returning seniors this year, but it's still going to be strong even though we have a small amount of seniors returning.
And a quarterback keeper, and Matson, I think, is going to lose a yard or so on that one.
Now, as I understand it, Doc, the defensive coordinator calls all the defensive plays. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, indeed. And interestingly enough, head coach Sigerson for 6 years was defensive coordinator here at South under Coach Ed Fisher.
Yep.
Do we know who is the captain out there on defense?
Well, not sure about that, but I did see him talk to Mitch Morey.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's Mitch Morey this season because he's a returning senior also.
Well, they look to the leadership of the seniors definitely in all activities here at the school.
Oh, there's a little misdirection, a double handoff there. And it gained him a few yards, but still not enough for a first down. I believe that was Grady Sizemore who ended up with the ball on that one. Quarterback to Pugmire to Sizemore. And that brings up fourth down. 3 to go. Once again, the punting team in for the Cascade Bruins.
And Dustin Booth back to receive the punt.
Well, I guess he didn't get hurt too bad. That's good to see.
Must have shaken it off. High punt.
Fair catch.
Well, I guess that could be the better part of Eller. Looked like he had a few yards, but he did have some
Better
big
safe
boys
than
coming
sorry.
down. That's right. You
Well,
may have
was
been thinking
a-
about that last hit.
Yeah.
Was kind of a short punt, and they were able to get very close to him before it came down.
And it did have good air under it. The punt went up in the air real good there.
So once again, the Wolves will be starting deep within their own territory. 1 yard less than they had last time. They're starting on the 12.
Well, we're at the 4:19 mark in quarter number 1. The Wolves up 6-zip. But you're right, Larry. This is really going to cause them some hard work if they keep starting out here at back of their own 20.
Nobody fooled on that one.
No.
Montgomery was trying to make his cut, but just as he was planting his foot, he was met in the chest by the Cascade Bruin.
Montgomery coming out. Cooper coming in. Also coming out is Richard Casper.
It looks like they do most of their substitutions on the split ends. Is that the split outs? Is that what we're seeing here, Doc?
I believe so. Jimmy Newell again down on this side. They got a whistle out there. I guess they're, I don't know, the referee's checking something. There they go. McCrary over the center. Oh,
Ooh,
nice
Booth with a catch.
connection.
Booth will. Oh. Booth
A
taken
nice
down.
connection to Dustin Booth. Well, the coach, he did start out using a few runs, but he's used that pass to some real good advantage here.
Yeah.
Seems to like that lateral pass, that quick ends, the step back from the wide receivers for almost the lateral play, getting it out to isolate those offensive players more on a one-on-one situation, hopefully to break it just as we saw.
Yeah, one of the Cascade players must have got injured or something. He's running out. It's Blake Walker.
Josh Finro, yeah, coming in to replace him. Thank you, Pat.
No problem.
So we got first down. And a nice old run
Cooper.
by Dustin Booth, I believe. Yep.
Well, we're getting close to enemy territory now. Ball on the 47-yard line. Nice drive we've got going here so far. About a minute or two into it, progressing nicely.
David Hauk is in that first position in the I formation behind the quarterback. There's a handoff again. That time it's number 34, Roger Cooper. Gets a couple of yards. Looks like it'll bring up third down and about 2.
Quarterback coming around for an inside handoff there, a little kind of counter play, coming back to the right side.
Coach told me he either sends the plays in with the players or they use signals, but Coach Sigerson calls the offense.
Third down and 2 now.
McCrary looking for somebody.
Oh, interception.
Intercepted.
Too much time there.
Intercepted by,
And that's the QB for
by Taylor Matson, the QB also.
That's right, and he was just pass took way too long to
Yeah.
develop. You could see Matson just biding his time, watching the
waiting
eyes
for
of the
it.
QB. He knew where to look and picked it up. So at the 157 mark, South Kitsap turns it over.
Well, that's one of the things that quarterbacks have to learn to develop is not to telegraph where they're going to be throwing the ball by focusing on their primary receiver the whole time. And it looked like he wanted to throw it quicker, but it wasn't quite right. And then when he waited, we had 2 backs closing in on it, and that was the downfall of that play.
Yeah, those short passes like that got to develop fairly quickly. The handoff. Looking for some running room, but not too much there. And he's trying to see the number of that Cascade runner, but couldn't quite read it. Their numbers aren't quite as... I think it was Pugmire.
Is that 44?
44, Pugmire. Minute and a half to go in quarter number 1. The Wolves still up.
Well, with this formation, I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of attempt to pass in the flats here off the ball fakes.
And there it is, Larry. You called it. He's got a man.
Longer.
Oh, nice defense.
Good block by Nick Canyon.
That's right, Nick
Canyon with
Kenyon.
the block.
You called that play, though, Larry.
Well, to tell you the truth, that's pretty much the formation kind of we used to run when I was playing, except we used to rely more off the fullback belly ride, and everything else developed off of that, either fullback in dive or off tackle, or second hand off to the tailback, or as we used to call it, the halfback. And then you develop your misdirection with your flanker, or a pitch if you got a really fast flanker.
They've got third down and 6 to go for the Cascade Bruins here.
Hey, we got strong side right on this, the flankers and the split end on both on the left-hand side.
And again, a passing play. Mattson looking. Uh-oh, his receiver went down, so Mattson holds on to it.
Uh-oh.
He's got his first down.
Taken down again by Kenyon.
Nice little play there by the quarterback.
Taylor
Matt didn't
Mattson.
have much chance to do anything. Tucked it in and made a nice cut. Got his first down. So some real savvy there.
And Mattson is a senior, as you'd expect, 6 foot, 160-pound QB for the Bruins. Well, that gives them a first down. 45 seconds left to go in this quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bruins. And out the second man around. Oh, he gets turned up real nice there.
Hammered by Marcus Bailey. And I think that was also Mitch Morey on the play with him, too.
Yeah, I think Adam Seward, did a nice job on the defensive end there for the South Kitsap Wolves also.
Well, the Bruin quarterback Taylor Matson is doing a really nice job of playing through every fake, and he's just taking that bootleg off the handoff really well, and it's really hard to tell if he actually has handed off. I'm sure that's going to pay dividends sometime down the road here tonight.
Well, we're at the end of quarter number 1 in the first game of the year for the South Kitsap Fighting Wolves. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr, joined by Mr. Larry Rowe and Pat Austria up here in the booth at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School. We're at the end of quarter number 1. The Wolves lead 6-0 over the Cascade Bruins of Everett. Well, Pat, what do you think about the first quarter?
Well, I knew it was going to be a very exciting first quarter since this is the first season of the game. No one knew what we were going to expect from the game. So, as you can tell, it's still a close game for the first quarter, and well, I'm just looking forward to the second quarter, my friend.
Well, Larry, the teams actually seem pretty well matched at this point out there.
Yeah, you have kind of two similar styles, I think, on the offense. I really haven't been able to focus too much on the Bruins' defense, but the Bruins have been doing a real good job kind of winning the field position game. They've started closer to the 50-yard line on both their drives, although they did have trouble with their penalties on 2 penalties, actually, on one of their drives. But that's kind of be expected, first game of the year. And now I'm sure that the players have settled down and they're right into what they need to do each and every play here.
Well, this is a non-league game, so this is kind of like a warm-up for both these teams to get them into game experience, game mode, but of course you want to win every one. Mattson with the handoff to the first man through that time, and he picked up a few yards. And again, looking through this roster, the Cascade team has a lot of big guys up there on that offensive line.
Well, that's where you need your horses, as they say.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they got a few of them, so they're starting to punch a couple of holes there. They've got a third down and about 2 yards to go. And again, I suppose the numbers would say it's going to be a run, but you might look for a little flare out.
Well, they run this wing tee.
Well, look at that. I think Matson's going to have to take a time. Well, I guess it's the referees holding up the time.
They don't really run a fullback. It doesn't look like straight behind, so we probably just have designations.
There's a man in motion. Matson is going, and I think, let's see if they call it a catch.
Is it complete?
It looks like he got it to me.
They're moving down there.
Matson doing a good job that time, throwing that ball low where it was not going to be intercepted. And now the Bruins are definitely on the move down to the 25-yard line, looking like they want that end zone.
Well, his receiver picked that baby right up off the grass.
Looks like that to me, too.
Kind of far away up here, and it is a little bit hard to tell unless you catch it right at the monitor with a nice shot, if it actually came off the carpet that time. Inside handoff.
Ooh.
Breaks free.
And again, they're just working that yardage now, Larry.
Starting to open up some holes on that line now and pounded it in there. I think we had a gain of about 6-7 yards at that. Oh, look at this. A 9-yard gain. 2nd down and 1.
And the Wolves front line is going to have to tighten up a little bit.
Chris Haskins comes onto the field. He's replacing number 75.
Nolan Sodi.
Sodi, there's right.
Well, this is crunch time now. See if the defense can stop the offense. They've been moving it pretty well. The yellow hanky's out.
Well, we had South Kitsap linebackers coming up showing like they were going to blitz that time. Whether or not they drew the offense into a false start, we'll see. And it looks like that's what we have.
That's right.
Illegal procedure.
Well, that'll help. 2nd down remains, but back 5. So.
Well, it looks like the Wolves are starting to, pick up with some stunts perhaps. It's something that you have to do, and you only got 4 down linemen. You have to rely on your linebackers and your Wolf players, that Wolf position, rover, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call it. Got to be able to come up and plug those holes.
Big 2nd down play.
Reverse.
And that didn't go very far at all. That was a nice job of defense there by that group of South Kitsap Wolves.
I'm impressed with the Bruins quarterback. He's showing some really good fundamental moves in his footwork, and he's executing his plays and his fakes and doing a real nice job of running the team right now.
Well, 3rd down coming up and 4 to go. 9:26 left in the first half of action here. Man in motion. Oh, the hankies go up again.
I'm afraid we had 2 kinds of motion that time, Doc.
So,
Someone's just a little too anxious
I'm
there.
afraid one of it was illegal, of the illegal variety.
Keep those drums going. Make it hard for them to hear their snap count. The band's getting into it.
Yep. They're always into it. I'm so impressed with the band. They've always been good every single year. You always get the crowd going and gets even the team going itself too.
Well, that was a good shot of the South Kitsap pep band down there having a good time. It's always great to have them out here at the games.
There must have been something down there on the track, too. I don't know what that was, but I'm sure we'll get a better shot of that a little later. And here we go as the Bruins come to the line. Man in motion comes to the left.
And again, 3rd and long this time, and nowhere to go that time. 64 for 1. There was about 3 or 4. Mitch Morey and 2 or 3 of the other defenders for South Kitsap were right in on top of that play.
Well, they stopped the Bruins before they got to the red zone, Doc. It looked to me like they were going to just march on in there, but the defense has stiffened up, and so we're going to be looking here at 4th and 10, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any kind of attempt for a field goal, so probably look for a pass here.
We'll see. They take it up. They're going to run it. Like you said, it's too close to punt, really, and they don't obviously have the leg to kick a 40-yarder.
There's an inside trap or something.
And he's got some room, but not enough. I believe. Well,
Pugmire again, but he was taken down.
That was Pugmire on that, and he got a little bit of yardage, but not enough. The South Kitsap Wolves hold, and take possession. But once again, Larry, they're back in their own 20, 30-yard line. I think almost every possession has started for South Kitsap down, and they're deep in their end of the field.
Well, actually, Doc, this is the best field position they've had so far starting a drive at the 8:04 mark. So we'll see if they can string together some time of possession here and march down the field. Pitch to the right side.
And
Montgomery.
that was it Montgomery?
Elkanah Montgomery again with the play.
Okay. Elkanah, he got some yardage there on the first down.
Looks like he got about 3.
As we go along, too, we'll get these names and numbers a little better for you, so we apologize if we haven't been able to credit everybody on every play. Montgomery that time didn't have a whole lot of room to move. He looked for the hole, but it just wasn't there. That'll bring up a third and about 7. 7:11 to go in the first half of action. The Wolves still up by 1 touchdown, 6-0 over the Cascade Bruins. And Booth out to one side, Newell out to the other.
And a flanker on the strong side right. Quick in.
That was intended for
Booth.
Dustin Booth, but McCrary's pass was a bit wobbly on that one, and that's going to bring up 4th down and a punt for the Wolves.
Well, that was a catchable pass, Doc, I think. He had his hands on it. He had his hands in the right
Touched it.
position. Looks like he had his thumbs together high above his head there, but
It was
no matter what
wobbling,
it was.
though. It was wobbling.
Well, it was wobbling, but, you can't always have perfect spiral.
Well, now who's back to punt for the Wolves? Is that McCrary? Is he doing the punt?
I think that's Hauk maybe.
Who, Pat?
It's Hauk. Yeah.
Ball on to 43.
Grady Sizemore receiving the ball for the Bruins.
And he is pumped. No doubt about it. Getting 5 yards on the return there.
Well, the Bruins will have a chance here now to see what they can do with it. And South's got them out there on just inside. They're on the South Kitsap 48-yard line. Just on the other side of the 50.
Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of dominance yet on the offensive side. Both teams putting together a couple of plays, a few first downs in some cases, but haven't been able to string it all together yet. And we have another whistle and a flag going off, probably another false start.
Well, either that or delay a game, possibly. We'll have to wait and see. And again, I suppose these flags are to be expected in an opening contest like this. What have the teams been practicing a couple weeks now, Pat?
Yeah, almost every day I see these guys practicing out on the field. I mean, I stay here after school myself in my video class and/or to practice my breakdancing. And I see these guys when I leave to go to my car, and they're practicing hard. I mean, they're slacking. They're there to work, and if they're not there, they should just leave. I mean, they're just there hard workers.
Now, Pat, did you say breakdancing?
Yeah, I'm a breakdancer. Of course, I have a crew called Elements of Style, and we perform during pep assemblies and throughout the community to show support for our school itself and for the community itself.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah, we'll have to get a camera up here, Pat, in one of these games.
Don't you spin on your head and everything?
Yeah, I spin on my head. The crowd goes wild. It's pretty interesting.
All right, we got another flag out there, and it looks like
I think the teams are a little too happy today or something, just anxious to play.
Looks like the Bruins are moving back. So far, South Kitsap's got 10 yards, pushed Bruins back 10 yards without making one hit.
Well, that can be so frustrating for the coaches, for the fans, for the players too, because there just doesn't seem to be anything so simple as 1 or 2. But when you're down there, you got a guy right over your nose, and you got to remember what you got to do. And it's the first game; you might have a little nerves. It can be a daunting task.
There's a little shift on the South Kitsap defense. Hand off to number 44, Pugmire, and he's contained fairly well. They've got a long ways to go. Second down, about 15 for that first.
I just keep waiting. I just keep waiting for the quarterback, Taylor Matson, to keep that ball off that fake here and then send one guy down in the flats on the left side. He's a lefty, and one of these times I know we're going to see that play.
He's had some open space there, huh?
Well, you know, that's what Coach was talking about when he talks about misdirection. Got everybody going that way. You get one of your flanker or your tight end to come in, fake like he's going that way, and then cut back out as the quarterback keeps the ball off the fake. And, you know, if you do it right, you might get a one-on-one matchup and a chance for a touchdown.
And they get that ball off. And there he is. You're right. He's looking for that pass. Over here on this left side, nobody's open.
Oh,
he finally
taken
finds
down.
the open player who gets it. I don't think it's enough for the first down.
Well, Matson showing great patience that time. He had two receivers coming out from his left side, and then we had the young man that caught the ball. Who was that? Did you catch the number on that guy? Looked like he snuck back from the opposite side. He was kind of filling the middle there, just kind of sliding horizontally in the grain there, and the quarterback picked him up with a really nice little soft pass, about 20 yards. But as you say, Doc, they're still short. It looks like of the first down by, well, you never know. They might have this, Doc.
Yeah, they're bringing the
Pretty
chain in. It's our first chain. They got to bring it all the way from the other side of the field, so the referees have to, and the chain guys got to work a little bit. This is their exercise when they got to
For the
do
day,
this.
for the week.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Ref is saying, stretch it out, stretch it out.
Give it some more.
And we don't have a close-up on it, I guess. We got a close-up on the stretch, but no, it's...
I guess they got some inches to go.
That's right. There we go. See how tight we can get in there on the placement. There it is. Oh, that's a pretty nice shot. And you're right, Pat. It's just inches.
Got some grass between those poles right there.
All right. Nice shot there by our camera crew.
Well, this is the moment of truth here. Who wants it more? Are we going to be able to get an inch on offense, or are we going to stop that surge and get under it from the Wolves' perspective and shut them down?
Now, this is third down, too, so potentially you've got two chances at it here, and the way the Bruins have operated so far, I wouldn't doubt if they don't make it on this one that they might consider going for it on number 4.
Well, Jeff Pugmire has kind of been the workhorse here, number 44. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, a dive straight
went the
forward.
other way, and he's got it. He's
Ooh,
still
he's
up
got
there
some.
and going, and that's Sizemore.
That was Sizemore.
Grady Sizemore, the 6', 190-pound junior, and he's got the first down for Cascade with under 5 minutes to go in the first half of action here at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School.
Good job that time, keeping his feet moving. It looked like he was doing a little half spin there, dragging a couple people who were trying to arm tackle him. You got to get underneath those numbers and drive through the tackle.
This time,
Beautiful
it's
trap.
Pugmire.
Boy, the left side of that line was coming down. Looked like the tackle was coming towards the center and just trapped that down lineman real nice. Opened up a great hole there. Nice gain. And we are close to a first down here. Coming up second down and less than 1.
Oh, man in motion, a little confusion there. I think that was misdirection for the Cascade Bruins as well as the South Kitsap Wolves. They got a little positive yardage out of it, though.
It looks like they are moving the chains, Doc.
That's right. They got enough to move the sticks on it.
Well, this is not unlike their last drive. They're managing to string together some plays now, and we are officially in the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Just beyond that, shortly inside that 20. So now's the time for that defense to really start tightening up. And again, Matson gives it to the first guy through.
Yeah, see that's what's so confusing for, I'm sure, the defensive players as well as us in the booth. From this height, you really can't tell who's getting the ball until you see him getting tackled almost, because Matson is doing a real good job of executing his plays and his fakes. And like I said, I think we're about ready to see that bootleg off the left side here for a pass in the flats. I smell it coming, Doc.
Yeah, we need that 400 millimeter zoom lens. And again, just a little over on the right-hand side that time, and they seem to be pretty content with getting 3 or 4 yards here and there, kind of grinding it out at this point.
Yep.
Well, that's what you need to do. If you are a running team and if you have size over your defensive end, when you get to the end of the third quarter and as you move into the fourth quarter, that is your strategy. You want to overpower the other team and grind them down. There's nothing more frustrating than just having a 6-8 minute drive and ground it out on the ground. It takes a lot out of you.
Uh-oh. I
here we
think
go
that one
again.
might be tagged to SK. We'll see. But we're at third down and a couple yards to go.
There might be a debate about that. It looked like you might have been faking a stunt. And I
We're
don't know if
talking about it. Yeah. Once again,
Yes, he did.
illegal
He-
motion.
he drew him off with that little fake there. Good heads-up play by the linebacker.
Yeah, we're under 2 minutes left to go in the first half of action. I'm the doctor, Doc Parr, joined by Larry Rowe up in the booth, Pat Austria along with us, and the crew from Mike Downham's South Kitsap Advanced Video Production class. Doing our work, as well as the folks from West Sound Community Access Television, Patricia Ann, Aaron Daniels, and Garrett Syke, helping out to bring you tonight's great ball game. And the farther down they get, Larry, the harder it is to see, but that's a good job of gang tackling there by the South Kitsap Wolves.
That was like roller derby down there. Bodies banging off each other.
Nolan Soti was one of those big guys getting up there at the end for South Kitsap.
Well, we see the South
245.
Kitsap mascot there. Does he have a first name?
Yeah,
Pat?
we call him Roscoe.
Roscoe.
Roscoe, our
Roscoe the
mascot.
Wolf.
See, we need this input here because, our director is a South Kitsap grad, but I'm afraid you got a Bremerton boy and an Oregon boy here. So
The alumni director Garrett Syke tonight, South Kitsap alum. Uh-oh, Pugmire found himself a lot of running room, and he's down inside the 5-yard line. So with 43 seconds left to go in this
Wow.
first half, the Cascade Bruins are knocking on the door.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a statistician with us tonight, but I'd be willing to bet that Pugmire has probably racked up at least 30 yards by now, maybe 40.
Yeah.
Well, he's the workhorse, as you said, so far for them. And here it is, down on the 3-yard line.
And we have a whistle.
Referee's time. I think there's an equipment problem there on one of the South Kitsap backers.
That was on Maury. Maury's all right, though. Maury's a big boy. He can handle it.
Yeah, I think maybe just getting his thing, his chin strap adjusted.
Inside dive.
And
the
he
Wolves have
didn't
stopped
make
him.
it. Though
Move on to
they
second
held.
down. Well,
Held
that would be a
once.
heck of a stand if they could manage with 25 seconds to go
Oh boy, yeah, that
to
would be a
have
real
a
big one. That's
4
for
downs
sure.
inside the 5. You think the defense is up for it?
Well, we sure hope they are.
Well, they're going to have a little council here with Coach.
Looks like we've got a timeout on the field, and again, we want to say we're very happy to be bringing this action to you over the local community channels. Channel 3 on Falcon Cable TV and Channel 12 on TCI Cable for the Kitsap County Community BKAT. And this is fun. This is really a great way to start the school year, and we're very happy to be able to be doing football again, Larry. You and I did a year of football. We got lucky. We did football the year that Coach Fisher took South Kitsap all the way to the championship.
That's right, and it was really fun to tape up there in the Kingdom, right in the Seattle Seahawks area.
Were you here that year, Pat?
No, but I was able to attend it. I had my cousin playing actually on the team, and he remembered it. And he said it was very exciting, and he loved it.
Did you go over to the Kingdom with him?
Yeah,
we
went
that
there.
was great fun over there. We all enjoyed that one.
I think everyone from Port Orchard was there. So.
Well, it's always great to follow all the teams with basketball as well, which I've certainly have enjoyed over the years being a cameraman. And, of course, this is a different thing for me, getting onto the microphone. And
yeah, you got to use a Master of Fine Arts degree somewhere, Larry.
Well, I guess this is good enough for me right now.
Here we go. A big second down. Can the Wolves hold again? Oh, I don't think so. I think they're in the end zone. Let's see. No official.
Running over those horses on right tackle there.
There's no
touchdown.
official.
We do have arms in the air. And a tie ball game.
Well, they had to untangle a pileup, I guess, to check and see, but unfortunately, the Cascade Bruins put it into the end zone with 16 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Well, we definitely have a game here.
Yeah, we sure do.
Definitely have a game now.
This is a game, of course.
They really put it all together this time. This is not the first drive that they've had plays strung together, but they managed to get down into the end zone despite their several mistakes during this drive, too.
Jeremy Triggs will be trying he'll be holding for the point after attempt, and Todd Frankhauser will be going after the PAT. It's up, and it's hard to tell from our angle.
It's good.
So the Cascade Bruins take a 1-point lead over our South Kitsap Wolves with 16 seconds left in the first half of action, 7-6. Well, it is once again a very tight ball game, and we got just about enough time for the kickoff and maybe one play left. We'll see if they can get one play out of that 16 seconds.
I think they probably will. The clock starts on the reception of the ball.
That's right.
Well, that's 4 seconds you get for free.
Unless, of course, it's a fair catch.
Then we don't get charged at all, do we?
Well, then you got the full 16 seconds to work with, and those folks that saw last year's King Bowl with South Kitsap in it knows that Coach Sigerson does have a couple of trick plays. He didn't think he was going to use them, but last year at the championship game, we saw that double pass, which worked real well.
That was like the play that got the crowd really going, So we'll never know. We'll find out when they get the play back going.
Well, even if you don't make the score, if you just get things excited once again on your home side, Mighty Mo can change real quick.
Yep.
Well, it also has the effect of making the other team be a little more honest, having to watch out for those kinds of things. Squibber.
Uh-oh, a little trouble handling it. And they cover it, and South Kitsap will have 14 seconds to
Go
see what they can
69
do.
yards. Well, we've seen stranger things.
Yeah, it's true, but I don't know if we have John Elway out there, or Bledsoe, or Heward.
Well, one nice thing about being in this position, you can take a chance going long, and if it doesn't work out, you only have a few seconds that it might hurt you.
Actually, you should be able to get at least a couple of pass plays in, but it looks like the coach is going to keep it on the ground. Trying the end around on the left-hand side, and doesn't look like they're going to stop the clock. And that's it, the end of the first half of action here at Joe Knowles Field at South Kitsap High School. And, well, guys, the first half was a pretty good-looking affair until that last 16 seconds when Cascade scored. But both teams feeling each other out, and I think we're going to come out and get quite a bit more physical in the second half.
Yep.
Well, go ahead, Pat.
Oh, I'm sure the second half is still going to be a good match. It's a battle between the best teams I've seen so far this whole season. Well, it's the first season anyways, but, it's still anyone's game.
Well, I think what we've seen here is, of course, a good play by the defense to get that quick score for the Wolves, and then the Bruins came back with a really nice sustained drive and didn't make the mistakes that cost him the drive to come up with a really nice play here with very little time left on the board.
And we need to see that sustained offense from the South Kitsap Wolves in the second half. I'm the doctor, Doc Barr, joined by the old man, Larry Rowe, and Mr. Pat Austria up here in the booth. At the end of the first half of action here at South Kitsap High, the Fighting Wolves trail the Cascade Bruins by 1 small point, 6-7. Stay tuned for the second half of action, coming your way shortly.
And we want to give you the schedule of the open houses throughout the district. First of all, on September 15th at Orchard Heights, open house is from 7 to 8:30 p.m. for K through 6. That's on the 15th. Also on the 15th at Sunny Slope, open house from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Also on the 15th at Hidden Creek, 6:30 p.m. for primary students. On the 17th, also at Hidden Creek at 6:30 p.m., intermediate students. At Mullinex Ridge, on September 15th, 7 p.m. for the primary students. 2 days later on the 17th, 7 p.m., intermediate students. At Olalla, on September 15th, 7 p.m., K through 3. On the 17th, 7 p.m., grades 4 through 6. Open house at Sydney Glen will be on September 17th, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. This is a drop-in open house. On September 22nd at Cedar Heights, at 6 p.m. is a PTSA meeting, and then from 6:30 to 8 p.m. is open house. At Burley Glenwood, September 23rd at 6:30 p.m. is the primary students. On September 24th, also at Burley Glenwood, 6:30 p.m., intermediate students. And right here at the high school, on September 24th, South Kitsap High School, from beginning at 5:30, department displays. At 6:30, there's a presentation at the gym, and then at 7 o'clock, the classrooms are open for visits. At South Colby, on September 28th, from 6:30 to 8 is K through 2 and primary multi-age. And then on the 29th, 6:30 to 8 p.m., grades 3 through 6 and intermediate multi-age. September 29th at Manchester, open house from 6:30 to 8 p.m. John Sedgwick has not yet set their fall parents' conferences, and the same is true at Marcus Whitman. Be sure to take the opportunity to visit the schools in the South Kitsap School District. Now a couple of other announcements. If you are interested in volunteering in the South Kitsap School District, on October 5th at 11 a.m. at the Givens Community Center will be a workshop on volunteering. And finally, if you'd like an opportunity to ask questions of State Superintendent of Schools Terry Burgess, come to Marcus Whitman Junior High at 7 p.m. on October 12th, where she'll be appearing. Enjoy the rest of the football game. Go Wolves!
Welcome back to the second half of action from South Kitsap High School. I'm the doctor, Doc Barr of Community Television, joined by the old man, Larry Rowe, and Mr. Pat Austria up here in the booth. We're very happy to be working with the South Kitsap Advanced Video Production class, Mr. Mike Downham, the instructor, and our executive producer for tonight's show, and West Sound Community Television. And the group there, Garrett, Patricia, and Aaron, to bring you this great action over the local community channels. And at the beginning of the second half of action in the first game of the season, our South Kitsap Wolves find themselves down by 1 small point to the Cascade Bruins of Everett.
Well, John Zemo, the difference so far as the points for the Wolves, from his inside linebacker position, picking off a pass from Taylor Manson. And the defense has been doing the only scoring so far tonight for the Wolves.
Well, yes, indeed. And we're going to have to see a little more sustained offense, I think, from the South Kitsap team. They're going to have to either get that run game going or at least use the run to get some passing opened up or something, because they have really had a tough field position to open the most of their drives with. They've really been pushed back. And unfortunately, Cascade made a pretty nice sustained drive right there at the end of that second half of action. Now it looks like we're going to have a coin toss here at the beginning of the second half. A little different, I guess, from the pro game.
Never heard of that one. I guess it's been a while. Well, we will have South Kitsap receiving for the second half, defending the goal to the right. The captains shake hands as they prepare for battle here in the second half.
Well, it looks like a good crowd out here tonight, Pat.
Yes, it's a very lively crowd tonight, and as you can tell, they're throwing candy, so they must be getting really hyper now.
A little bit of sugar rush going on down there.
Well, the band gets their break here after their entertainment here in the halftime. They do a great job. It's always, I always look forward to the times in the gym when the pep band gets everybody going, and they've always got a couple of guys, one on bass and guitar, and in the basketball season, and got a larger contingent here for football, looks like.
Yeah, we've got Nick Kenyon in the back there waiting to receive the kickoff for the South Kitsap Wolves, and Elkanah Montgomery over on the other side.
Well, we definitely want to see a little bit of return on this. We don't want to be stuck down in between the 10 and 20-yard line, which has basically been where the field position has started for each one of the Wolves' drives. Want to see if we can't get out to the 30, 35-yard line to get this second half going. Squibber.
And Kenyon does a nice job holding on to that. And again, he doesn't get too far upfield, and it looks like the Wolves are going to take possession on their own 21-yard line, Larry.
Well, that is the best yet.
That's the whole 21.
I like the optimism.
That's only 79 yards this time.
Yeah, we'll see what the coach has. Coach DJ Sigurdsson in his second year of coaching, head coach here. Been with the program for 6 years at South Kitsap. Curry does a handoff on the inside there to John Zamel. And Zamel picks up maybe a yard on that one, half a yard.
Yeah, this is a pretty big maybe.
John Zamel is a junior, running at the fullback position, 190 pounds, 6'1". He's looked good tonight.
Well, I guess the coach calls them both running backs, right? He
Well,
doesn't really
that's right.
designate them as fullback, halfback, or
Now, in our
tailback.
program, they're listed as FB. And there's Montgomery. Oh, we could hear that hit.
Yes, that was the
That
quarterback.
was the QB for Cascade.
That's right. No sliding for him.
Well, so far, we've seen Matson put the defensive hit on, do the quarterbacking, and I think he
Intercepted.
He did the interception.
Well, Pat, I guess we'd have to put him as the outstanding player in the first half for the Bruins.
Yeah, probably.
And I guess the first half the award would have to go to Zamo for that intercept and the run in for the Wolves first half MVP.
Ooh.
Well, McCurry holds on to it this time. He's in a little bit of trouble, but he hangs in nicely. He's got a man down there. And let's see, an incomplete pass.
Just not quite enough arm on that. He had to fight off the defender at the last minute, and looked like the receiver did have a chance for it, but I think the defender got a hand in there and was fighting him all the way.
That was Grady Sizemore defending on that, and you're right, just a little short on the arm, Larry, on that. But he did a nice job of keeping out of trouble. He had a big guy right in his face trying to pull him down.
Well, once again, we have 4 and out here on the first series, and it looks like the Bruins are winning the field position battle here with their special teams and kicking.
Wow.
Number 6 for the Cascade Bruins came in but didn't have much effect, and South Kitsap downs the ball, and Cascade will take over at their about 48-yard line. Well, you're right, Larry. So far, the ground battle has definitely gone in favor of the Cascade Bruins. South Kitsap has not been able to get beyond that 50-yard line.
Well, both our standout players are going both ways for both teams. Zimmel. That's correct
Zamel.
pronunciation, I believe.
Zamel.
Zamel?
Zamel.
Zamel.
Yeah.
Well, we apologize to his family and friends.
And Matson again with the give to the man going through the left side, and he stays up for a while, dragging a few defenders with him. It looks like he's going to make about 5 yards on that one. 5 or 6 maybe.
Looks like we got a pretty low center of gravity working for that runner there. Very tough to bring down. Tends to gain a couple of yards after the initial hits and drags people with him.
Well, Pugmire and Sizemore have been doing the majority of the running for the Cascade Bruins.
Yeah, set up strong left here.
Man in motion. Well, he was.
Sets up in the tight end position. Going to the left side.
Sizemore again.
Ooh,
Close to the first down.
Yeah. Probably take out the chains again.
Well, Pat, you had the sharp eyes on the first call. What do you think?
I'm thinking probably some more grass to go.
More grass to go. Hey, now I like that.
Yeah, the ref says nope. It's a first down for Cascade.
Guess my luck ran out that time.
Well, the Wolves need to tighten up the D. And again, Cascade High School is considered at this point, of course, the beginning of the year, you really don't know, but they're one of the top-ranked teams in the state here at the beginning. So this is a good way for the Wolves to open up and know the type of play and quality of play they have to deal with. And that pass was way off, and it looks like we're going to get a penalty against South Kitsap, and it'll probably be piling on there.
Did he rough the passer a little bit?
Well, I think that might be the call. We'll see what the men in the stripes tell us.
Well, they had
Foul. Yep.
They had 3 receivers out that time in the right flats. It was very similar to, I believe, the long gain that they had in the first half. 2 guys from one side and the third receiver coming, I believe, all the way from the other side to fill that middle ground.
No, that's a big one. Personal foul, 15-yard penalty.
Ooh.
Well, the Bruins are on the move. The Wolves not giving them a lot of help there on that last play.
Well, in that last series before the end of the first half, you could just feel momentum going towards Cascade. They pushed the ball all the way into the end zone in the last few seconds of that first half, and they've come out of the locker room in the second half pushing it again and making the inroads.
Well, maybe that's the problem. The Mighty Mo has gone to Hawaii. There's a reverse.
There's a double. And, uh-oh, they
Another
got
flag.
another flag down.
This one may be offensive, though.
Well, again, when you see a flag in that position, quite often it indicates a holding.
Now, there was a
Or an
really
illegal
good
block.
example of what Coach was talking about when he talks about misdirection. The classic reverse.
And the coach, again, said quite rightly, the defense really has to be disciplined playing against a misdirection team. They got to stay at home and do their assignments. Well, they're walking the other way now.
Yes, indeed.
Got part of that 15 yards back.
We'll be coming up on 2nd and 20, I believe, here.
Yeah, I think they'll get the down again.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Doc. First and 20.
And 15 or 20. First and 20. Matson comes up over the center. Quick handoff there to the second man through. And
Another flag.
Must be Flag Day or something.
the Yellow Hankies are out today. Now that's the kind of defense, though, you like to see. They're stopping that inside run.
Really stacked them up that time, straightened up the offensive line, which is what you need to do as a defensive player, or use your hands to shove off and get his momentum going the way you want him.
Well, they're making those guys over on the other side there work, aren't they?
Well, we'll probably get back close to the area
Where
that they
were-
started on this drive after a couple of nice gains. The ball is now on the 33, and he's walking
It
it
is
back
a
to
hold.
the 43.
Nice shot there from our camera crew and our director, the men in the stripes. Not men in black, men in stripes out there.
No
They
glasses.
They need the dark glasses. Oh, they're missing something, I think. I wonder if they thought about that for refs.
For a night game, yeah.
Yeah, night vision goggles.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's still first down for the Cascade
And
Bruins.
25 to go.
And Matson's going to air it out.
Got a man
He's
open.
got a man,
Ooh.
but again, the pass is just a little wide. He's had the spiral on the pass, but the last couple times have just been a little wide, and that's Grady Sizemore he was trying to hit out there.
Yes, giving it a good effort, laying out, sacrificing the body, going for that ball. Was really not that far off. Ran a good pattern.
Well, when you got a big deficit like this, it's currently 2nd and 18, it says on there, but I think it's more than that. That's what it says on the scoreboard. I think it's 28, isn't it?
It looks like about 23 at least, 25 maybe. First
Ball's
down
on the-
yardage will be at the 16-yard line.
All right, they're on the 45 right now. And there again, that run over through the left side. And again, stacked up pretty nicely now by the inside defense. The interior defense is doing a nice job. It seems like when they get that play outside, though, they can make a little more yardage when they start going over that in position.
Yeah, it seems like they've had a little more success running off their tackles, the Bruins, and Pugmire, I believe his name is, number 44, has been having some success running off those big tackles. But
And that's who's down.
Pugmire's injured right now.
He's the man that's down, Larry,
on the
Mr.
field.
Pugmire. And they're looking at the is it the ankle or the knee? Nice shot there by our camera crew.
well, they're stretching back his toes there, so it looks
Probably
like
a
he's cramping
cramp,
up.
huh? Hell, he's done his share of work tonight. He really has
He
carried
deserves
the-
that cramp.
He's carried the load a lot for Cascade. Of course, Matson, the quarterback, too, for Cascade, has been doing a real good job this evening. Yeah, rubbing it out, working it out there on the field. So we've got 7 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in this third quarter of action, and South Kitsap still down by 1 point, 6-7 to those Cascade Bruins.
Well, this could be a factor. You never know. He's running off and showing no signs of it now, but as most people know, you get a cramp, and you can't really get rehydrated fast enough to really do any good usually, and so you end up kind of favoring it a little, and you might, start to cramp again, feeling a pull up on you. So we'll see what happens here as the workhorse for the Bruins has left the ball game for a moment.
Man in motion, that Sizemore, fake to Sizemore. Well, Sizemore took it. That was a good enough fake that I didn't see. It was going away from us all.
Well, like I said, Doc, sooner or later he's going to keep that ball. You haven't seen it yet, but I just can't believe we won't before the night's done.
I know. I keep seeing it too. He does do a good job of making the fake, and he does a good job of hiding the handoff too. Good job quarterbacking by Mr. Matson. And here again, looks like they're going to punt now at this point. Pretty short field. South Kitsap's not quite ready with their defense. They drop a couple guys back real quick to receive it, though. I think they'll probably
goes
be
for a
heading-
corner. It's over.
Oh! There comes a toy.
Will they get it off? No!
And a nice tackle.
Bruins make a costly error and give the Wolves fine field position, their best yet of the night. It'll be first down and 10 at the 35-yard line for the South Kitsap Wolves.
John Reichman.
That was Reichman and Atoigui with a good rush. They really rushed that. The punter got him going, got him stressed out.
Oh, that was great. That was a great rush. And finally, now this is the best field position that the
Finally.
Wolves have had tonight on a first down.
Boy, I bet that kicker felt a little adrenaline.
Well, it wasn't really his fault. It was just a high snap from the center over his head.
I bet you still felt the
Uh-oh.
adrenaline. Oh, and he bobbles the ball. Comes back with it, makes a nice
Kenyon
break
might go.
through.
Kenyon's
He's
all the
gonna
way.
go all the way.
There it
Kenyon.
is. Nick Kenyon with a nice handoff. As you said, had a little momentary problem
Little
holding
wobbly.
onto the ball there,
Yep.
but he went right through those lines. As soon as he got into that secondary, there was nobody that could touch him.
I didn't see the monitor on that, but boy, you could see it from up here. He bobbled that ball just after he got the handoff. It bounced up shoulder height, and then he got control of it, made a great cut, and broke a tackle and right into the end zone. A fine play.
Well, again, great, and it started with the defense. It was that great defensive effort on the punt attempt by Cascade that put Cascade back on their heels. You could feel the momentum change right at that point. The crowd got right back into it, and the Fighting Wolves took it right into the goal. I like it when they don't waste any time. Just first play, they're in. I like that.
Really a great play. And we are having a timeout here called by the Bruins. The Wolves will come over and have a little chat with the coach. They may be thinking about going for two, even though they hadn't called the timeout. It certainly wouldn't surprise me to necessarily see them take a chance at getting those 2 points and taking it to 14-7.
All right, and there we've got the South Kitsap cheerleaders performing for the fans. Cheerleaders are Jessica, Justine, Jamie, Brooke, Lindsay, Amy, Emily, Tara, Annie, Kelsey, Jessica, and Alita. I don't know if they're all out there or not, are they?
Yeah, they're all out there.
Oh, I don't know. We don't have a shot of it now, but the cheerleaders were doing there 12 push-ups, one for every point so far scored by the Wolves.
Oh, boy.
It's a tradition that's been going on for a long time.
They
Every
better
touchdown.
hope that they don't have a 60-point blowout.
Yep.
Well, South Kitsap, are they going to go? I bet they're going to go for the 2 here. Let's see. That'd even it up, get it back up to 14 points. And yes, indeed, quarterback Jimmy McCary taking him up to the line.
And Dustin Booth split out far to the right.
Hand off to the second man. Oh, McCrary keeps it. Quarterback keeper, and he has a nice romp into the end zone.
Nice play, a little reverse pivot there from the quarterback. Taking the fake inside to the dive man, rolling back out and cutting it back in. A really nice quarterback move there.
Yes, indeed. Well, McCrary, he might not have had the best passing so far, but he's done a real nice job on rolling out and running. He's an athletic young man out there at quarterback.
Well, it is a key position in many ways, not any more important than any other as it is a team sport, but it does require, high development of skills, footwork, leadership abilities.
Well, at the 6-minute and 40-second mark here in the third quarter of action, South Kitsap takes the lead and puts it back on the even side at 14-7 over the Cascade Bruins. And again, you could just feel that momentum change with that high snap over the punter's head and that great defensive rush by those 2 defenders to get them back in their own territory.
You're just so vulnerable back there when you have a bad snap. I was thinking he might have a chance to kind of soccer kick it out of there, side kick it, wind it around there, but he just wasn't able to get it.
A lot of those punters too don't like to be hit. They don't like hits.
Well, who does, Doc?
They're very fragile.
Linemen. They love it.
They like to do the hitting.
Oh. And Cascade forms the V, tries to open the center. They get about 20 yards on that run back, so they'll start at about their own 31.
Looked like Roger Cooper, number 34, was in there on the tackle along with a couple of his teammates on the special teams. And this time the Bruins will be starting on approximately 30-yard line, a little bit farther back than has been their starting point so far. The field position game is starting to turn a little bit towards the Wolves.
Well, yes, indeed. They push Cascade back, and Cascade is going to have to start deep in their own territory this time. And again, let's see if the defense can pull another good move here. Nice stop. Very little yardage. Up right through the center that time.
It looked like we had a guard pulling that time, Doc, trying to set up maybe some sort of a trap situation. Wolves doing a good job closing it down, only a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Down there on that front line, number 75, Nolan Sodi. Number 71, it looks like David Strickland. Oh, they got a little bit of room there to pass, and he found a man. Let's see, is it a completed pass? Yes, indeed.
Well, that was kind of what we were waiting for, a little bit.
That was caught by Chris Pugmire. That might be,
I guess Pugmire Cramp is over then.
that must be Jeff's brother or something.
Oh, it's Chris.
Chris,
Okay,
yeah.
that's right. There are 2 Pugmires on the Cascade team.
That's his older
Now
brother.
Cascade coming up with the yardage for the first down on that one. And again, it was the pass. Of course, set up by all those runs right through the middle. See what Matson will do this time. He keeps it and doesn't get too much yardage on it. 57 and 29 in there. Mike Riley and Nick Kenyon on the stop. Coming in on the defensive side, Roger Cooper. Cosper comes out. 2nd down and 7 to go. 4 minutes, 50 seconds in the 3rd quarter.
All the defensive backs coming up, showing blitz.
Well, they've... Oh, intercepted!
Intercepted by Jimmy Newell.
Oh, that was really keyed by number 4 again, John Zemmel, showing great pressure as he came up and stunted.
Well, you called it. It was a blitz, and they chose the right time to blitz, Larry. That was a great play there by the entire South Kitsap defense. And as you said, Zamel putting the big pressure on, and Jimmy Newell coming up with the intercept. So South Kitsap takes over.
Well, I'm really impressed with John's performance tonight. He's doing it on both sides of the ball, having a great game.
Now, South's got a lot of the kids play both offense and defense. Oh, McCrary's pass was almost picked off by the backer, Nick Christofferson, there for the Cascade Bruins. Almost had his hands on that one, and actually, if he would have got that up a little bit higher, I think he had an open receiver there who had a pretty open field.
Yeah, and on the other hand, where he did throw it, he was lucky not to have a touchdown going the other way. If he could have caught that, there was not much between him and the goal.
That's true. McCrary would have had to made that tackle.
Pitch to the left.
And Kenyon not getting much yardage that time. Nick Kenyon with that run. That brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 8 for the Bruins, or for the Wolves. And we'll see what they come up with.
Well, I was going to say 8 looks a little generous. It looks like they're revising that to 9 now. It's almost 10 yards. Oh, we might expect some sort of misdirection or a pass play here.
Curry fades back. Oh, boy, that one was way overthrown. I think the receiver and the quarterback were not on the same page on that play.
Either that or the quarterback, seeing that he was quite well covered, possibly could have just thrown it so nobody could catch it.
That's true, too. So, South Kitsap Wolves are going to have to turn it back to the Cascade Bruins here with 3:47 left to go in this 3rd quarter.
Yes, but once again, the battle of the field position is once again, it looks like turning a little bit towards the favor of the Wolves here. With a good coverage here, we'll probably have the Bruins back somewhere inside their 30-yard line.
McCrary
punt.
It's a nice punt.
Oh! And covers.
The Cascade player wisely, and I think that was Matson, wisely fell on that. Can't see the number down there. Maybe it's Sizemore, number
Sizemore.
1. Okay,
Yep.
Grady Sizemore, and wisely just fell right on that. That was a nice boot there by Mr. McCrary.
Yeah, he had his head down there for several seconds. Looked like he may have had a little trouble. In fact, he's still bending over. He probably got the wind knocked out of him as he covered that ball right on his gut and then got covered himself. That can be a little bit painful in that position because you're kind of vulnerable and you've got to cover that ball.
Well, again, though, South Kitsap's got Cascade back deep in their own territory. They're going to be starting out at about the 14, 15-yard line.
Hand off to the left.
And there it is again. They like to go around that left inside, and that seems to be where they're having a lot of their success in the running, is that left side, Larry.
Yeah, it definitely is working on probably the left side does the best for the Bruins. Haven't really been able to zone in there and see what's happening as far as the blocking on the linemen, but they seem to go strong left with their flanker, so they could be getting some sort of a cutback block in there that might be freeing up the runner.
Well, 2nd down, 4 to go for the Bruins. Matson looks everybody over, moves his split people around.
Gives it to the flanker, who's got a little room.
Oh, a nice hit there. And that is number 5 for the South Kitsap Wolves, Adam Seward. And he gets some congratulations from his bros out there.
Well, we had a man-on-man situation there, 2-on-2. I was kind of thinking that the Bruin runner might be able to get on the outside hip of his blocker there, and it looked like for a moment he might had a chance of breaking a good gain there, but a good defensive play coming up with speed at a good angle to cut that off.
Well, looks like, though, it was enough for the first down, so Cascade. And again, we have a referee's timeout. We're going to discuss something. I'm not sure what. Referee's coming over here, and we'll see. Oh, he's telling everybody to back up, back up. That's he's not swimming down there, folks, or that's
Swatting
backing
flies or
up.
something.
Yeah, right. Very slowly swatting
Well,
flies.
it's clearly blocked off there, Doc. You can see from 30-yard line to 30-yard line is where the players must be, and they must be back, it looks like 2 or 3 yards there.
Yeah, right up through the middle.
Oh, and he breaks free!
Oh, no.
One
He's
man
got a
has
good
a chance
angle.
to get him. Seward pulls him down. And Adam Seward, boy, oh boy, he did break out of that pile there in the middle and had a wide open field. And luckily, Adam Seward was fast enough to run him down.
We must have had a combination of a couple of really good blocks there. And once again, I think that the execution with the quarterback and the running backs is starting to show a little bit now here. It's sometimes very confusing to know exactly where the ball's going because they're executing their fakes very well and breaking through that hole quickly into the open.
Now, minute 57 left to go in the third quarter. South Kitsap defense needs to hold on. Grady Sizemore again around that left inside, and he picks up about 6-7 yards on that one. They certainly are getting fairly good success with that end around.
Well, that front flanker comes in motion there, and they're timing it so the snap comes when he's just off the inside hip there of the quarterback, and a nice reverse pivot, handing off, and it happens very, very quickly.
2nd and 4 to go for the Cascade Bruins of Everett. Taylor Matson, their QB, hands off right up through the middle. He breaks it through the middle and pulled down at the last moment. Once again, John Reichman this time. The last guy left gets a hold of him and pulls him down. So they're bending, but they haven't broken yet.
Well, they're bringing in some fresh running backs, the Bruins. Reichman kind of platooning in, probably for what's his name now? Excuse me, this is really embarrassing. Pugmire, who cramped up earlier, but those fresh legs are definitely going to help you.
And there's Pugmire out there. He'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards on that.
Well, once again, the Bruins are putting together a nice series here. They started somewhere down around their 30-yard line, I believe, and they're knocking on the door here at the 13-yard line.
2nd down and 6 yards to go. The ball on the 13 for the Cascade Bruins. Sizemore again in motion. Gives it to the second man through. He's got room. Pugmire scores for the Bruins.
Well, that was just a really nice counter play. Faking to the first man going left, and then the left back coming from his left halfback position, countering to the right side, and that's what the coach was talking about when he talks about misdirection. The counterplay, and it worked to perfection that time for the Bruins.
Well, let's see if Cascade sets up for 2 here. If they go for 2, that could give them a 1-point lead.
Well, they're setting up for the kick, it looks like, Doc. We got a lefty out there again.
They're willing to go for the tie. That's Frank Hauser. Or is that? I think it's Frank Hauser doing the kicking. Or no?
Evan McNeely.
And McNeely's kick is not very high, but right through the uprights. So we've got a tied ball game here with 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 14-14.
Still anybody's game.
Well, Pat, is this the way? Well, of course, we all South Kitsap fans would have loved to have seen a big lopsided score on our side,
Yeah.
but is this kind of what you were thinking might
Yeah.
down in the trenches?
I don't think anyone was going to be used to seeing the whole 65-2 type of deal. So, yeah, this is pretty much how I predicted the game to be a close, really close game.
As I said, too, here at the very beginning of the season, Cascade High School is very well thought of statewide, one of the statewide powerhouses. And, of course, last year, South Kitsap, at the beginning of the season, nobody gave them a bit of credit for, going anywhere. And they end up at the Kingdom, so early round pundits don't necessarily matter for much. Predictions, shall we call them. But you can see Cascade is a well-coached, well-disciplined team.
Oh, definitely. And what we have here now is a classic situation with 2 basically running teams. And what it's going to come down to, in my opinion, is who is in the best condition. And that's where it all comes together in that fourth quarter, and who's going to suck it up and who's got what it takes to do what is necessary to win this ball game. And conditioning is really the main factor in a grinded out game like this. Another squib kick.
Ooh, well, Kenyon lets that one go out of bounds. I don't know if that was necessarily the best idea. It was a tough one to handle for sure. Those squib kicks always are, but that really pushes their offense back deep in their own territory.
I think they bring it back somewhat, don't they? Don't they bring it back to the 35? I think that's what they do here. Like the pro game. As long as you don't touch it, it goes out of bounds. It automatically comes back to the 35-yard line with the penalty.
Oh, well, in that case, then, that wasn't a very... that was a good play by Nick.
I think so.
I
It
thought they were
looked
gonna
a little
have to-
scary there. It looked
I was
like
gonna
you might
say.
have somebody coming up on him, and it is a live football, of course. Pitch to the left.
Oh, Montgomery has a little bit of room. He does a nice job of twisting and turning to get about 5 yards there. Yeah, I thought that the offense was going to have to start down there about the 7-yard line, but as you said, bring it out to the 35 on an out-of-bounds punt that's not touched.
That's right. And we have a game of about 4. Should be second down and 6.
South will have one more play for the end of this quarter. Well, no, they're not going to get that in. The clock runs out, and at the end of the third quarter of action, we've got a tied ball game right where we started from, except instead of 0-0, it's 14-all.
I think people are going to stay for this game. No one's probably going to leave till the end.
Hell yeah, I don't see many people or any leaving down there. It's almost a full house over here on this side of the field, and it's great to be here tonight. This is just a perfect football evening. Temperature just right, the audience is comfortable, the players are comfortable, and those of us in the video production are happy it's not pouring rain or 30 degrees. At least the camera guys outside are. We got a roof here.
Me in the press box, I really don't care.
Well, I'm the doctor, Doc Parr. We're got the L-man up here giving us the expert commentary and the student's view provided by Pat Austria, a member of the video production class. You were in last year's video production class, Pat?
Yes, I was. Actually, last year I also hosted the Wolf Track show, which was aired on Falcon Cable, which the students produced and edited, and they made little segments to show, and I was able to be one of the hosts on that show, too.
All right, great. I got to see the first edition of that, and that was a great-looking show. That's Wolf Tracks, and that'll be on the community channel again this year, so look for it. It's a real good show that the guys and gals here are producing.
Well, the Bruins stiffen up on defense, and I don't think we have much of a gain on that play.
No, indeed not, Larry. Well, speaking of other shows, too, as I said, the South Kitsap Video Production class producing Wolf Tracks, their news magazine program of events here at the high school. And West Sound Community Television will have a new edition of Community Comment coming out fairly shortly, and a program that we're really, I think you folks will like, about the fun and joy of square dancing that West Sound's producing. Oh, Dustin Booth had it in his hands. He was wide open. I don't know if he just heard the steps behind him or what, but...
Well, he heard the steps, and I think Javier Lopez stepped it up on him a little bit there, and maybe got his hand in there.
So that'll bring up a punting situation for the Wolves. 4th down and 6 to go, so they'll have to kick it off to the Cascade Bruins. Now, if they could get a nice punt in, they could pin them back a ways, and that would definitely be helpful for the Wolves.
Well, it certainly would, judging from the offensive series that the Bruins have put together, then they need to do that.
Sizemore receives it, and he gets brought down. He'll pick up about 6-7 yards, but gets brought down nicely. Trying to see all the numbers. 29 was in on that tackle. There were 2 or 3 others. That's Nick Kenyon. And, you know, I'm kind of worried about that number 6 for Cascade, Todd Frankhauser. About 3 times on those punts, he's come very close to blocking it.
Yep.
And I don't know. I didn't see who blocked that first point after, but it may have been him. He's got that move on the end, flying in down pretty tight. Yeah, Cascade comes up to the line of scrimmage for first down. Matson. Man in motion, goes from one side to the other. Long count. Gives it to number 43, who's fighting his way for about 6 yards. That's, well, 43 is not on here. Well, you know it's not Pugmire. He's 44. So it might be 42, Ryan Rutter. Yeah, they gave him about, it looks like they only got about, well, the clock seems to be a little bit different there in the yardage marker from what it looks like to us there, but they give him 2 yards on that. That brings up a 2nd and 8.
A short 8.
Yeah. There again, right up through the middle, and once again, the South Kitsap inside defense doing a nice job of containment. 76 in there on that one, and we don't have a number for 76 on the South Kitsap side, but
We're sure he has a name. We just don't know what.
David Strickland into the ball game now for South Kitsap.
Well, we have a 3rd down and 5 here. This is going to be a very key play. Need to contain him.
That's right. This will be a big one for the defense if they can stop them from getting the first down here. That almost looked like illegal motion there. Quarterback keeps it. He doesn't make it, I don't think.
No, Doc, it looks like he's a yard or 2 short.
I think
so.
so.
We'll be punting, it looks like, and so the Wolves stiffen on defense, and we'll get another try here with 9:30 to go in the 4th quarter to try and put it in the end zone one more time.
Well, the quarterback keeper and Matson, like you said, came up about a yard or 2 short there. Dropping back to receive the punt for the Wolves, Dustin Booth is the deep man.
Uh-oh, somebody's playing laser tag with the mascot.
And this time he at least gets a hold of it. It's kind of a short one, and they're going to take it, it looks like, on about the 38-yard line of the Wolves. So not bad field position to begin this series for the Wolves with at the 8:55 mark here in the 4th quarter of action. Well, it's been fun. It looks like this game's going to go right down to the bottom line.
Yeah, we'll be down to the nitty-gritty by the time we get to 0.
We'll have to see here what the overtime procedure is if it does end up tied at the end of the regulation. And that time there was no room to run for Roger Cooper.
Boy, the defensive line for the Bruins there did a good job of fending off those blocks, sliding down the line, and not giving up any yardage at all, hardly.
You gotta give some credit to those guys out there that go and change the ball every time. There's,
That's good exercise.
Well, yeah, a couple of the kids out there. I don't know if they're coaches' kids or whatnot, but
I think they're future South Kitsap football players.
All
I remember
right.
when Tim Sams and John Reichman used to do that type of stuff.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Stopped in the backfield that
flag on the
time.
play.
That play did not develop well at all, so that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. Again, Cooper just nowhere to go. The Cascade Bruins defenders were in on him.
Yeah, he got the handoff, and he was welcomed with open arms there by a couple of
A bunch of
Bruins.
guys in white.
Says, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9 to go for the South Kitsap Wolves for their 1st down. They got the ball. It's actually back behind, I believe, where they started. And we got a yellow flag down, a penalty against South Kitsap. That's going to move them back quite a ways. I didn't see the penalty myself. I don't know if anybody else up here did or not. But that was a big one. That one hurt. Takes them all the way back to the 20.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I
6-yard
might have
line.
seen this one official on the near side indicate face mask, but I really did miss that.
McCrary out
one.
passing.
Ooh.
And he had the receiver there. That was Dustin Booth, but in Dustin's defense, that one was quick, hard, and right off the grass.
Well, that is not an easy pass. That's, strictly a timing pass. You're almost throwing that ball before the break of the receiver, and it's got to be something that's worked out as a timing thing, and it's probably a little early in the season to expect that one to be completed every time.
3rd down and 19 for the Wolves. So far, they haven't gone anywhere on this series. Oh, boy. I don't know about that on 3rd down and 19. That was Elkanah Montgomery, and Elkanah he hasn't really had a chance to break loose, and we haven't been able to see much of his running tonight.
Yeah, years before, he used to be really, really fast. I mean, he could just break off the block and just go. But I guess tonight he just
I think
have
he's
it.
still got the speed. I think he just hasn't had the openings is the thing. Cause
Yeah.
once he got that one move where he actually got around the end, and you could see he was ready to turn on the afterburners there. Whoa! Well, that was kind of a strange play, but the South Kitsap manages to get the punt off. And Cascade will begin their drive at about their 46-yard line, 47-yard line. With 7 minutes left to go in tonight's ball game, score all tied up.
Well, this is what they call crunch time. The Bruins have managed to string several series together now, and with 7 minutes left, the South Kitsap Wolves defense is going to have to step up and stop them here, because they have shown that they can hold on to the ball and they can march it down the field.
Matson to Sizemore. Sizemore gets about 5 yards. Some nice hitting there by the defenders. The first person to get the hit there for South Kitsap was John Zamel.
About 3 yards on the gain.
But again, the defense has done a lot of work in this ball game so far for South Kitsap. And as you said, the fourth quarter shows when people start getting tired.
Well, and with this style of ball, you've got a control game going here for the Bruins. They're grinding it out, and it can really wear you down on defense. So we'll just see what happens here.
Oh, a nice stop there by South Kitsap. Pugmire had nowhere to go.
Well, that time again, they had the crossing backs in the backs. The left back came from the left side, crossing to the right after the other back crossed in front of him. So
That misdirection didn't work that time. Everything just kind of got blocked up as people stayed home in their area and stood up the runner.
Marcus Bailey, number 55, in on that one. Marcus is a junior.
Well, Doc, 3rd and 7, 5:42. This could be one of the key plays of the game. It's out to pass.
Madsen. Oh, a nice job there of defense. Number 26 had his hands on him first. And I don't see a 26. You know who that is, Pat?
No, but I know Cosper was part of that play, and Cosper, man, he's a wild guy.
Was Casper in on that one?
Yeah, Cosper was part of that play.
All right. Well, that was, you called it, Larry. That was a big defensive stand, and Wolves came through on that one.
Well, now they have 5 minutes to try and control the ball, and they're going to need to get a little field position here. Hopefully they can get some return on this punt.
Bad
Bounce.
snap. The ball's loose.
He's going to run.
Pugmire, he's going to
Makes a
have
great
to
move.
run
He's
and
tackled.
talk
And once
about.
again, the defense comes up with a nice play.
That was John Reichman with that tackle. And talk about a big defensive stand.
Well, that's twice now we've had key plays on the special teams, on the punts, and as you can see, both of them have been with the same effect. Great turnovers, great field position, and now let's see if the Wolves can march it down 40 yards into pay dirt.
4 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the ball game. The Wolves start out at the 42 or 3-yard line.
Ooh.
McCrary keeps it.
Booth is open.
He's
got
open.
a man
Oh.
open. He's got it. And that's number 19.
That was Scotty Yingling. Ying, ASB president.
All right.
Scott's the ASB president,
Yeah.
huh? All right. That was his first reception of the evening. And so 1 for the ASB Prez.
And that was a first down catch as well.
That's right. I like
We're inside
those.
the 30.
I like those. Go out 10 or 12 yards and pass it to the middleman like that.
Pitch to the left.
To Montgomery.
Montgomery.
That's
Oh,
it.
he stopped. He almost had the opening, but Cascade did a nice job of filling that hole.
Well, you know, that's one of the hardest things to do as a back. When you're moving laterally, you've got pursuit coming at you. You know, you've got to have real good vision. You've got to really sense where the people are, and you got to know when to cut it back at the right time. Some people seem to have a real innate sense of when that is, and you know, sometimes you just have great defensive play on the other side of the ball.
So that brings up 2nd down for the Wolves, 9 to go. Curry hands off the second man through. He's got a hole right away.
He's gonna
Montgomery, a touchdown.
And Elkanah Montgomery, who we
That's held.
haven't really heard from,
Yep.
we hear big time from right now.
Got a great block to open it up on the inside, and just had some short little steps there as he just broke it through with some great speed.
Well, like you were saying, Pat, you could see his speed. Once he got a
Yep.
little bit of an opening, he just hit that hole and went for it.
Yep. I think that play just got the crowd going because I know they're just going wild now.
Well, I would say so. With 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the ball game, South Kitsap takes a 6-point lead over the Bruins.
It's really great to see the offense step up after that great turnover on the punt, and had with that great field position. They put a string of play together and a couple of nice pass play for 10 yards, and now this great little breakaway for about 20 yards into the end zone by Montgomery.
Well, now South Kitsap lines up for the point after. Kick is up, and it's good.
It's
It
good.
looked good. Yes, and we have the signal.
And South Kitsap leads the Cascade Bruins 21-14 with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Well, that was a beautiful little spark. Got me going and got the crowd going.
They're
And
going
look
wild.
at, we have got everybody on their feet from the band down to the other end. And the South Kitsap fans are in hog heaven.
Including, of course, Roscoe's been on his feet the whole game. Roscoe, he's a tough guy out there, you know.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
He's making that push-up hard for the cheerleader.
20, they have to do 21 push-ups?
No, I think they only do 7 for every touchdown.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. Whoa.
So they'd be really strong by the end of each
That's
game.
right. Some strong cheerleaders.
Well, they do have to be strong, Doc. I'm sure you saw those great pyramids they're doing, and of course it takes a lot of athletic talent to do what these girls do.
Oh, nowadays, yeah, the cheerleading squads, they're like gymnasts, the stuff they do out there. In the old days, they used to just wave the pom-poms, kind of, you know?
Nice driving kick.
Oh,
Back to the
good
3.
kick.
He falls down but gets up.
And again, South Kitsap doing a great job on special teams, pinning Cascade back at their own 11-yard line.
He might have been wise to let that one go through the end zone.
Bring it out to the 20 at least.
He just barely escaped being down at the 2-yard line as he stumbled after that squibbed and took a squirrely turn on him. Now the Wolves have got their job to do. 3 minutes and 13 seconds. The Bruins need to drive from the 13. Oh, my goodness.
About 87 yards.
Thank you. I was wondering how many yards that was. Showing stunt. And up to the left.
Sizemore's got some room, but a nice group tackle there. And now those guys on defense are hopped up. That's great to see. Mitch Morey was in on that, and 2 or 3 of the other players.
Yep.
That was Adam Seward there, number 5, in on that double tackle there. 2 guys
I think
teaming up.
Reichman might have been in there helping out too. Reichman has done a nice job tonight.
Yep.
He's made a couple of big defensive plays. Running in is Marcus Bailey for the Wolves. Tomas Atigui is out.
Double
Well,
flanker.
Matson's looking for the pass. He's got a man open.
Ooh.
Just past his fingertips.
Good coverage by Jimmy Newell. We had him like super glue on him, man.
Well, that time the Bruins set up with a double flanker and only 1 running back in the backfield. You probably could have expected that to be a pass, and with 2 minutes, 22 seconds, they are going to have to do that as we have a player down on the field for the Bruins.
I think that's Frankhauser who went for that reception, stretched all the way out, and we'll see. Might have got the air knocked out of him.
Looks like we got another
they're working
cramp,
on
Doc.
the knee. Oh, is it a cramp?
Yeah, the coach has got his toe tucked in there in his thighs. He's stretching the back hamstring and calf there.
I think that's athletic medicine that helps out with the coaches and stuff when the students get injured. So I guess athletic medicine helps out, and that's where they get their learning experience. So it's pretty interesting stuff.
Well, it's definitely a collaborative effort between the trainers, the coaches, the players.
Well, next week, the South Kitsap Wolves travel down to Tacoma to play the Wilson Rams at the Stadium Bowl.
It's always a good rivalry. We've always had a rivalry with Wilson.
Yes, indeed. Wilson is one of those cross the bridge rivals that it's always fun to beat. And again, the coach told me Wilson's got a strong team this year, so that should be a good game.
Reverse coming.
Oh,
Pugmire takes
he's
it down,
got
gets his
some
first
yardage.
down.
Oh, got the first down.
Pugmire's a fighter out there. We've seen him a few times now get 2 or 3 or 4 extra yards with 2 or 3 guys hanging off of him. Now we've got 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the ball game. Cascade with a first down. They're on their own 24-yard line. And so the South Kitsap defense has got a hold. Coach tells me that they play on defense a combination of zone and man-to-man, and I have an idea we're going to be looking at a little more passing options here by the Cascade team.
Well, we have the corner covering man-to-man and the Wolfman. We've got a great tackle teaming up, number 25 and number 30.
Number 3, I think.
Excuse me.
Is it 3 or 33? 3, Jimmy Newell. Jimmy Newell did a real nice job of staying right at his defensive position and hanging onto those ankles to wait for his buddies to come and help out.
Well, it was kind of as I thought would happen with the Wolf position, as they call it. He picked up the man in motion that time as he came into that flat area. And then one of the inside linebackers kind of was sliding down, too, to help out to stop what appeared to be what could have been a gainer there for a moment. But they closed it out really well.
Well, they got a few yards on it. It brings up a 2nd down and 5. We've got a brief timeout here, and we just want to say with a minute 46, we've been really happy to bring this presentation to you. We really appreciate South Kitsap Voc instructor Mike Downham, and we really appreciate you guys in the video class
No problem.
working with us, Pat, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. We've got 3 more home games that we're going to cover. The next one will be 2 weeks from tonight, and that'll be Walla Walla, coming all the way from the other
Eastern.
side of the state. They got a long ride to get over here to play. And as I remember, Walla Walla was a team that South Kitsap beat in their championship year.
Yes, that was.
To win the state championship. So
Should be a good game. A lot of people probably
I
will
think
show up.
Walla Walla will have a little bit of grudge in their mind when they come across the mountains. Once again, Pugmire, and he's fighting for the yardage. He gets the 1st down, but I don't think they've got the time to work 7-8 yards all the way up the field
Well,
here.
they're going with the no-huddle offense, and I wouldn't put it past them. The Wolves are going to have to stiffen up here, and they're going to have to contain this run, and they're probably going to have a few passes in here.
There it is again, same play to the other side, Sizemore, and it was
taken down.
contained rather nicely.
Gain of only about 2 yards on that play. It will be difficult if they are going to keep it on the ground with 1:26 and counting. Wolves doing a good job containing, giving up a yard or two, that's fine. Just don't let them pop that big one.
Yeah,
Can't do any arm tackling.
Madsen up for a 2nd down, 8.
The pass coming. He's going to the right.
Oh, nice
beautiful,
defense.
beautiful defensive play by number
That was by John Reichman.
John.
That was Reichman out there?
He is
Reichman
having
with a
a
block.
great game.
Yep.
Just had a great angle from here as he took one jump and just tipped that ball away as it was coming down to the receiver.
We're down to our last minute of the game.
Good timing there on the defense. You're right, 59 seconds, and bringing up probably the biggest 3rd down of the game for Cascade.
Well,
Yep.
John Reichman having a fine game, and he's also a 3.5 to 3.99 GPA, so showing a lot of leadership as a student athlete.
Well, that's great. You got a whole bunch of guys with great grades. You got the senior class president or ASB president. Right up, quick one up through the middle, and we can take all of those in the next 58 seconds.
Absolutely.
1 or 2 yards isn't going to do it.
And we have no huddle again, and I think that we are going to see a pass here, Doc,
Well, 4th down
as we
and
get
5.
a timeout.
Well, and they decide to call a timeout. South Kitsap comes over to their side of the field to discuss it. I didn't see if it was it South or Cascade that called
It was
the timeout.
Cascade, I believe, that called the timeout. It looked like there was a little confusion with the quarterback. He maybe wasn't sure what the play was, so the players are beckoning the crowd to pump it up with just a notch here with 41 seconds with the Wolves leading 21-14, encouraging their defense and their fans to get going, get hot, shut them down.
We're down to the last play at this point for Cascade. 4th down, 5 yards to go for a 1st down. 21 seconds left in the ball, or 41 seconds left in the ball game, and the South Kitsap Wolves up by 7.
Well, I don't know how many timeouts they have left. I think they get 3 per half, and I know
I
that's at
believe
least
so.
2 that the Bruins have had. So they're going to have to make a decision here whether to go for the 1st down, perhaps with a run, or stop the clock and get 5 yards on a quick out or something. But this is very, very critical. They choose the
Sizemore,
run.
it's going around the right side.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a
Oh, he
beautiful
stopped.
stop there. And I
that
believe
could be it, Doc.
that was either Richard Cosper or Montgomery. I couldn't see if it was 23 or 33. Could you, Pat?
I think it was Cosper. Because,
Cosper made that first hit that
yeah.
just stopped him upright.
And then along came his buddies to give him a little welcome.
In comes the maroon.
Well, I think the party might be over.
Well,
for the
we can't
Cascade
quite call it
Bruins.
yet, Doc,
No,
because
we're
you
not
know
calling it
we don't
yet.
have Don up here. so-
33 seconds, and I won't sing.
Oh God, thank you.
So the sound folks can,
Be happy now.
not have to worry about that.
Thank you very much.
Well, this has been a good way to start. It's always great when you open your season and with a victory, and it looks like the South Kitsap Wolves are just about to do that.
And they down the ball, let the clock run. I do not believe that they have any more timeouts.
Yeah, I don't think so. They might have to run out. They must have had one more timeout. Nope, clock is still running.
Well,
I don't know if they'll have to run one more play. They might have to run one more play, or they might not.
Well, the Wolves really stepped it up and took their opportunity when it came, when Montgomery scampered in the end zone.
And the coaches are waving.
And that's the game.
And the South Kitsap Fighting Wolves fight through a lot of adversity to come away with win number 1 of the 98 high school football season.
Well, and they are full of excitement as they congratulate each other and line up to congratulate their opponents for a hard-fought game. Great to be here tonight for this opening game of the season. Really great to be with you, Pat, Doc. Had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, well, it was very exciting to be the very first game of the season and our very first broadcast, and I really enjoyed this game. It was very exciting till the end, of course. And, of course, South came victorious at the end, and we will as soon. We'll do it in the next home game, too.
Well, yes, indeed. Remember, next week they're traveling down to Tacoma, so you fans go on down there next Friday and watch them at Stadium Bowl as they play the Wilson Rams. 2 weeks from tonight, they'll be back here at Joe Knowles as they take on Walla Walla. And really, I think we got to give the defense a lot of credit for the Wolves tonight. South Kitsap made a real nice offensive drive on that last touchdown.
Yeah.
Montgomery's run was great, but all of it was keyed by great defense.
Yep.
Well, it's been a good one, guys. Our next TV game, as I said, is going to feature Eastern Washington powerhouse Walla Walla here at the stadium. That'll be 2 weeks from tonight. And you can watch it on the community channels on Saturday, September 26th at high noon. Channel 3 on Falcon, Channel 12 on TCI. And as I said, next week, Wilson Rams down in Tacoma as they attempt to make it for the 20th straight year to postseason action here at the South Kitsap High School in their football. I want to thank a lot of people, so we'll run through those thanks real quick. I want to start by thanking Coach Sigerson and Athletic Director Brian Holt, who's helped us out to get us up here and going and everything else. And, of course, I want to thank all the great crew from the members of the South Kitsap Vocational Programs Advanced Video Production class up here in the booth, Pat and Jessica and Dave and all kinds of other folks helping out. Of course, the instructor of the class, Mike Downham, who's done a great job. Also, our executive producer. And we want to thank the people from West Sound for helping out. Garrett Syke, our chairman of the board, as the director of this program. Patricia Ann and Aaron Daniels, West Sound volunteers, and Patricia's our administrative director at West Sound, helping out with assisting in the production. And again, it's just been a really fun first show for all of us. We hope you fans enjoy it. And last but not least, I want to thank my partners up here in the booth, Mr. Larry Rowe of ICU Productions and Pat Ostra from South Kitsap High School. And I'm the doctor, Doc Parr, reminding you that tonight's final score, which is off the scoreboard now, but it was 21-14 in favor of the South Kitsap Wolves. Now, we want to be sure to mention to you that as we roll the credits here, this was from the footage of that pep assembly we talked about earlier, featuring new principal Dave Columbini, getting everybody all pepped up for this game, and it sure worked, Pap. So tune in 2 weeks from today for the next South Kitsap football game that we'll present to you, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
See ya.